Hi guys, welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm making skillet pork chops and potatoes in the Copper Chef XL. Okay guys, I'm starting out on my Copper Chef that I have preheating. You can do this in any skillet or frying pan you own as long as it's big enough to hold the ingredients. I'm going to start by adding in some olive oil into the Copper Chef. And I'm putting in probably about 3 tablespoons. You want a nice coating on the bottom. Now I have roughly, I would say, let me, where that's potato there. I have roughly about 3.5 pounds of red skin potatoes I cut into small cubes. You can use any kind of potatoes. If you use something like a russet, you want to peel that first. I'm going to get them in here and cook them for a little while, start to brown up and soften them up a little bit. Okay, now that my potatoes are brown and starting to get soft, I pulled them out and set them aside. Now I'm going to add a little more olive oil into my Copper Chef. About another 2 or 3 tablespoons. And I have some boneless pork chops here. I salt and peppered this one side. I'm going to put this side down. I'm going to brown these on each side so they get nice and golden brown. And those potatoes went for about 5 or 6 minutes over high heat, and I stir them occasionally. So I'm going to get my chops in, and then I'm going to season this other side with salt and pepper that I didn't hit and brown these up nice on both sides. Okay, now that my pork chops are brown and I pulled them out and set them aside, I turned my heat down on low. I'm going to add to my skillet or my Copper Chef 4 cloves of garlic that I minced up. And I'm going to add in 4 teaspoons of capers. Now, if you're not familiar with a caper is a flower off of a cactus. They're salty, but they're really delicious. So I'm going to get this in here and I'm just going to give this a real quick saute just for a minute. Just to heat the ingredients through and start to saute that garlic up. And I'm scraping the bits off the bottom, and what this is doing is just infusing the pan with a lot of delicious flavors. Okay, now that just went for a minute, I'm going to add my potatoes back in. Now these aren't completely cooked through, and you don't want to put in your styrofoam plate because that won't taste good, guys. And I'm going to season the potatoes. I'm going to put a little bit of salt in, not much because the capers have salt in them. Some pepper. And I'm going to put some dry thyme in. You can also use fresh thyme sprigs, but you have to pull them out in the end. I'm going to put about a 1/4 teaspoon of thyme in there. And I'm going to give this a quick stir, get everything mixed together. And I'm scraping the bottom of the pan to get my garlic up so it isn't burning on the bottom. And guys, if you could smell these aromas come out of this is just something. Now I'm going to add my chops back in on top of my potatoes. And what this is going to do is going to cook the chops, and it's going to help steam those potatoes underneath to finish softening them up. And I'm going to allow this to cook for probably about 5 minutes uncovered on low heat, medium-low to medium heat, so those potatoes start to soften up. And this juice that was on the chops, we're going to dump that right in there, guys. That's flavor. Alright guys, now that I have my potatoes and chops to cook for a few minutes, probably for about 5 minutes on low heat, I have 1/2 a cup of chicken broth and 1/2 cup of white wine here combined. I'm going to dump that in. And I have a cup of grape tomatoes sliced in half. You can also use cherry tomatoes, guys. I find that grape tomatoes are a little cheaper and they're a little sweeter than cherry tomatoes. I like them a little better, but if you prefer cherry, go right ahead. I'm going to get them in there. And I'm going to season this up one more time. I'm going to hit it with a little more salt, a little more pepper, and a little more thyme. And some dried parsley. You can also use fresh parsley if you like chopped up. Now I'm going to allow this to cook over medium-low heat for about 5 minutes to finish softening up those potatoes and heat through the cherry tomatoes. Then this will be ready to go. Alright guys, I allowed this to simmer for about 5 minutes. My pork chops are cooked through, tomatoes are heated, and potatoes are tender. Let's go ahead and fix up a plate and see what we got. Alright guys, let me get in here and try this. I'm going to start with the pork chop. You can see how tender it is. I'm just cutting it with a fork. My pork chops cooked through. That's nice and tender, well seasoned, infused with flavor from browning it in the pan, getting that caramelization on it. The seasonings, the chicken stock, the white wine. Let me try some of the potato. Potatoes are nice and tender. They're well seasoned. They pick up the flavor of the pork chop and the wine, the chicken stock, and the spices. That's really good, guys, and it really wasn't that hard to make. Okay, there you have it. Skillet pork chops and potatoes in the Copper Chef XL. Give it a try. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I'll see ya.